Good morning, champions. Do you know what separates the successful from the stuck? It's not luck. It's not talent. It's their morning routine. The way you start your day shapes your mindset, your decisions, your energy, and ultimately your life. If you change your morning, you change your world. Most people begin their day in reaction mode. The alarm clock goes off, they reach for their phone, and within seconds, their mind is flooded text messages, emails, social media notifications, news headlines. Without even realizing it, they've handed over the first and most important moments of their day to the outside world. This single habit alone can dictate the quality of your entire day. You see, the very first thing you focus on in the morning sets the emotional tone for everything that follows. If you allow the world to barge into your mind before you've had the chance to set your own intentions, your mood, your thoughts, and your direction become a slave to someone else's agenda. Successful people, the ones who seem calm under pressure, productive even when the day gets chaotic, and confident in uncertain situations, have one thing in common. They take control of their mornings before the world does. It's about waking up with intention, not anxiety. It's about allowing silence and clarity to fill your mind before distraction and noise do. Those first few minutes after waking up are precious. That space between sleep and the demands of the day is where your mind is at its most suggestible. Your subconscious is wide open. Whatever you feed it will plant the seed for how your entire day will unfold. Imagine the difference. One person wakes up and scrolls through social media, instantly absorbing stress, comparison, and other people's opinions. Another person wakes up, breathes deeply, stretches, and takes a few quiet moments to feel grateful for the day ahead, to set intentions, and to remind themselves of their goals. One starts the day in chaos, the other in control. The gap between these two approaches is the gap between average and extraordinary. When you take the time to start your day on your own terms without letting notifications, headlines, or distractions steal your attention, you train yourself to stay calm and focused, even when the world starts throwing challenges your way. You are not reacting, you are responding. You are not rushing, you are moving with purpose. This small shift, this quiet moment of self-mastery in the morning, will ripple through everything you do. Before your body even begins to fully wake up, your mind is already setting the course for your day, whether you're aware of it or not. That's why starting your morning with gratitude and affirmations is not just a feel, good ritual, it's a life-shaping practice. Your thoughts are the architects of your reality. The emotions you choose to focus on early in the morning will color your mindset, your choices, and your reactions for the entire day. When you wake up and immediately focus on stress, problems, or what's missing, your brain slips into survival mode. You become more reactive, more defensive, and far more likely to miss opportunities or make poor decisions. But when you start the day with gratitude, everything changes. Gratitude rewires the brain. It shifts your focus from scarcity to abundance, from fear to possibility, from anxiety to peace. It's not about pretending life is perfect. It's about choosing to acknowledge what's already good, what you've already overcome, and what's still possible. That single shift creates emotional resilience and sharpens your ability to deal with whatever challenges the day throws at you. And affirmations, they're like mental weights for your mindset. Each time you repeat a positive, empowering statement, you are building new neural pathways. You're programming your subconscious to believe in your abilities, even when self-doubt tries to sneak in. The words you speak to yourself in the morning become the beliefs that guide your actions throughout the day. If you tell yourself you're focused, strong, and capable, your mind starts looking for proof of that. If you declare that you are unstoppable, your brain starts filtering situations in a way that supports that belief. Most people let negative self-talk play on a loop without questioning it. They start the day dragging the baggage of yesterday's mistakes, other people's judgments, and their own limiting beliefs. But when you start your day with intentional gratitude and self-affirmation, you break that cycle. You begin each morning by feeding your mind empowering thoughts instead of recycled doubts. And over time, this shapes not only how you see the world, but how the world sees you. Gratitude grounds you in the present. Affirmations push you toward your future. Together, they become the mental armor that protects you from fear, doubt, and negativity. When practiced consistently, they reprogram your mind to expect progress, success, and growth no matter what kind of day lies ahead. Your body is the vessel that carries you through every single day, yet so many people overlook one simple truth. Physical movement is one of the fastest ways to change your state of mind. The moment you move your body, you shift your energy, your focus sharpens, your mood lifts, and your ability to handle stress improves. It doesn't matter if it's a full workout, a light stretch, a short walk, or even a few deep breaths combined with body movements. The moment you get your blood flowing, your mind follows. When you first wake up, your body is still shaking off the stillness of sleep. Your muscles are tight, your circulation is slow, and your brain is often foggy. That's not laziness, that's simply biology. But you have a choice. You can let that slow start set the tone for a sluggish day, or you can wake your body up intentionally through movement. When you move your body, you stimulate your nervous system, increase oxygen flow to your brain, and trigger the release of endorphins, the feel. Good chemicals that help improve your mood and reduce feelings of stress and anxiety. Movement isn't just about fitness, it's about momentum. Your body and your mind are deeply connected, and when you activate one, the other responds. Think about the difference between a morning where you roll out of bed and slump toward your coffee, versus a morning where you stretch your body, go for a walk, or knock out a quick workout. One scenario leaves you feeling half awake and reactive, the other leaves you feeling energized and proactive. Successful people know that discipline isn't something that appears out of thin air, it's built, and it starts with the body. Moving your body first thing in the morning sets the tone for movement throughout the rest of the day, whether it's in your thoughts, your decisions, or your actions. When your body is awake, alert, and engaged, your mind follows the same path. Even just 5 or 10 minutes of morning movement can transform your entire mood and focus. Whether it's stretching to loosen tight muscles, doing bodyweight exercises to build strength, taking a brisk walk to clear your mind, or practicing mindful breathing to ground yourself, this simple habit reinforces self-respect and self-discipline. It tells your brain that you are here to show up for yourself today, not to drift through life on autopilot. Movement also reminds you that progress is built one small step at a time. Just as each stretch, each push-up, or each deep breath improves your physical state, the choices you make throughout your day, no matter how small, shape the direction of your life. When you start your morning by moving your body, you are starting your day with action, and action is always the first step to growth. The mind is like a garden. What you plant and nurture will grow, and what you neglect will be overrun by weeds. Each morning you are presented with a powerful opportunity to feed your mind with knowledge, inspiration, and clarity before the distractions of the day pull you in every direction. Most people wake up and immediately consume random, reactive content, the news, social media posts, gossip, and mindless entertainment, and without realizing it, they begin the day planting seeds of fear, comparison, and negativity in their minds. But those who are serious about growth and success treat their morning as sacred mental territory. They understand that the first ideas and information you expose yourself to will shape the tone, focus, and emotional resilience of your entire day. That's why feeding your mind with high-quality input, especially in the early hours, is one of the most valuable habits you can develop. When you deliberately choose to read a chapter from a powerful book, listen to a motivational podcast, reflect on an insightful quote, or study the wisdom of those who've walked the path before you, you're giving your mind a strong foundation to operate from. You are filling your mental space with thoughts that challenge you, uplift you, and sharpen your perspective. Learning in the morning is not just about absorbing information, it's about setting your brain to operate in learning mode, growth mode, and solution-seeking mode throughout the day. The world is filled with noise, and that noise will hijack your attention the moment you let it. But by feeding your mind intentionally first thing in the morning, You build mental armor against distraction, negativity, and confusion. You give yourself something powerful to reflect on, something meaningful to apply, and something inspiring to motivate your actions. It's not about cramming your brain with information, but about consciously selecting the right ideas to start your day. Even 10 minutes spent reading a few pages from a thought-provoking book or listening to an audio message that aligns with your goals can shift your mindset dramatically. That small but intentional act reminds your subconscious mind that you are still growing, still learning, and still aiming higher. When you make this a daily practice, your mind gradually becomes more resilient, more focused, and more tuned into solutions rather than problems. Instead of being at the mercy of whatever random input the world throws at you, you begin to filter your reality through the lens of wisdom, learning, and self-mastery. Feeding your mind every morning isn't optional. If you want to evolve, it's essential. Most people start their day in a reactive state, allowing the outside world to dictate their priorities. They wake up, check their phones, scroll through emails or social media, and before they know it, they're already mentally exhausted before the real work has even begun. Their day becomes a constant race to catch up, bouncing from one demand to another, feeling like they're always busy but never truly productive. That's the difference between living by default and living by design. When you take time every morning to plan your day with clear intention, you take control of your time, your focus, and your energy. Planning is not about rigidly scheduling every second, it's about identifying what truly matters and making sure those things don't get lost in the noise of daily distractions. It's about setting clear priorities before the world tries to give you its own. Because if you don't define what's important, everything will seem urgent, and you'll spend your day reacting rather than progressing. When you write down your top tasks, goals, and intentions for the day, you give your mind a roadmap. You eliminate decision fatigue and reduce the mental clutter that slows so many people down. You know what deserves your focus, and more importantly, you know what doesn't. That simple clarity can make the difference between a day spent drifting from task to task and a day spent building real momentum toward your goals. Intentional planning also strengthens your self-discipline. It forces you to think ahead rather than operate on autopilot. It helps you anticipate obstacles and strategize solutions before problems even arise. And it reminds you that your time is your most valuable resource. Once a moment is gone, you can't get it back, so you have to spend it wisely. This habit of planning sharpens your focus and trains your mind to separate the important from the urgent. It builds confidence because with each passing day, you can see the progress you're making toward your long-term vision. Small wins compound over time, and it all starts with a few quiet moments each morning spent asking yourself, what is the most important thing I can do today that will move me forward? When you operate from intention instead of impulse, you begin to shape your life one day at a time with precision and purpose. Planning doesn't eliminate challenges, but it equips you to meet them head-on instead of being caught off guard. It transforms your mornings from a rush of random tasks into a deliberate act of self-leadership, where you steer your life instead of being swept away by it. The first hour of your morning holds more power over your life than most people realize. It is the foundation upon which the rest of your day is built. If your first hour is rushed, unfocused, and chaotic, that same scattered energy will follow you into every task, conversation, and challenge you face. But when your first hour is intentional, calm, and productive, you set yourself up for a day that runs on clarity, purpose, and momentum. The way you begin determines how you continue. Think of your mind like a compass. When you first wake up, the needle is spinning, searching for direction. If you leave it to chance, the world will decide where it points. But if you take control during that first hour, you lock onto your true north, and everything else falls into alignment. Successful people don't leave that alignment to luck. They protect the first hour like it's sacred, because they know that it has the power to shape their thoughts, their emotions, and their results long after the morning is over. The first hour isn't about cramming in as much as possible. It's about creating a steady rhythm that primes your mind and body for success. Whether it's through silence, gratitude, exercise, reading, planning, or visualization, this hour is a signal to your subconscious that you are in control. It teaches you to respond to the day with intention instead of reacting to every minor inconvenience. In the modern world, distractions are endless, and most people are pulled in every direction the moment they wake up. But when you carve out time for yourself in the morning to move your body, clear your mind, feed your intellect, and design your day, you are telling the world, I lead my life, it doesn't lead me. You shift from being a passive participant to an active creator of your experience. Protecting the first hour also builds discipline, because the world will always try to steal that time away. Emails will wait for your attention. Notifications will compete for your focus. Other people's problems will knock at your door. But if you hold firm and make that hour non-negotiable, you develop the mental strength to say no to distractions in every other part of your day too. That early discipline compounds. It sharpens your ability to focus on what matters. It conditions your mind to expect progress, and it reinforces self-respect. The first hour becomes a quiet, powerful contract between you and your future self, a commitment that says, I'm showing up even when I don't feel like it, even when it's uncomfortable, even when no one's watching. Your first hour isn't just a part of your day, it's the standard you set for your entire life. When you protect it, you are protecting your growth, your peace, and your potential.